Tell everyone.
It's time to get sick, folks.
Sexually, I'm aggressive.
Oh.
Just my dick in her hand.
Ew.
The evil giggler looks at me and goes, I hope you don't mind slop top.
Ew.
And gag, and they make noises, and they spit, and use their hands.
No!
Like, it was powerful.
All right.
Yeah.
Roll it.
What I'm getting
Here
at
it comes.
is...
Listen to this stuff. This is where it starts getting
The
dark.
sound effects are great. It's when he tries to get an idea to talk, where things hit a bump. But we've done this show, 250 times, we'll say. I don't know, I lost count. But last night was blatantly, probably my best performance hosting that show.
Oh, my God. These are the parts I want you to hear. There's really nothing much here, but you need to understand the mind of the Claw.
It's one of those things.
All right, so you're in a funk.
Yeah. And I shouldn't be, man. I shouldn't be.
That's the wrong way
I had
to
the
look
first
at it.
threesome in my life a month ago.
You did?
Yeah.
I had the first threesome of my life. I shouldn't be in a funk. I'm having threesomes. Sure you are, Tony. That never happened.
All right, walk us through it.
Yes.
The three-way. What's...
Walk us through the three-way. Here we go, folks. You guys ready to get sick with me? That's what this show's about.
Go Beckley Tepe.
It's time to get sick, folks.
city are you in?
Louisville, Kentucky.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Louisville. It was a one-nighter. It was right after the show, these two beautiful little 20-something-year-old girls. I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
Like, it seemed strange when one of them came up to me and was like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing later tonight? But anyway, he's getting me more nervous than I even needed to be.
Yeah.
You know, because he's like, this is a big deal, dude. 2 women at the same time. What are you going to do? And I start overthinking it. Have a shot and a beer. Not Jeremiah, me, but after the pizza. And I get a text that says, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, we're leaving now. We get to the hotel. Jeremiah goes to his room. I go to my room. I get another text, says, what room are you in? And then knock, knock, a few minutes later.
Oh.
And I open the door, and there they come. 2 little 20-something-year-old girls. And as they're coming in.
How are they dressed?
Cute little
But I mean, like they
short skirts and tank tops.
They've gone out to party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what was going on. Like, even then, I'm like, what are these girls like fan? Are they podcast? Like, I mean, what's going on? Is this going to be like a Q&A, or is this shit really going down?
Yeah,
Like,
okay. The chat is lighting up. This is sickening. Oof. Tony is trying to seem like a man. No, this is gross. Greg knows. This gets way, way worse. Here we go.
And when I opened the door and they came in, I heard one of them say, wow, I've never seen a hotel room quite this nice before. And I'm like,
This is
fuck
sick.
yeah.
It's not even that nice of a room.
It's a Hampton Inn. I'm like, here we go. This shit is about to go down. We have a seat on the couch, and like because I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm aggressive, you know, like when the action's happening.
Sure.
But leading into it, like, I mean, I wasn't just going to be like, you know, I don't know how to start a threesome.
Yeah.
It's my first threesome. I'm 33 years old.
I think the starting of the threesome is probably the thing everybody worries about the most. I think everybody feels like it's like auditioning for a role. Like, I know I can act, and if somebody offers me a role, I do well in it. Yeah. But if I have to audition,
It gets really graphic, guys.
It's not easy.
It's
so
coming.
I'm like sitting there so after a few minutes of that, I end up, you know, putting a feeler out there, and I go, so what do you guys want to do? And one of them goes, I don't know. What do you want to do? And I had to think fast, and I'm like, what do you say we take a shower? Or something like that. I'm like, I was going to take a
I had to think fast, so I say, what do you say we take a shower? Imagine Tony Hinchcliffes saying this to you.
And then all of a sudden I hear, okay, because there's 2 of them. Yeah. I go in there. I still can't believe it's happening. Like, I'm looking at their bodies while we're still on that couch. Like, when I'm flipping through the channels, like, I'm like, oh, this is going to look great once those clothes are off. This is crazy. Like, I'm like really excited at this point.
This gets so much sicker. If you think this is sick now, get ready to uke.
For the last, hour and a half.
Yeah.
And finally it's like cooking. And so the shower thing was a bad idea. Let's
you
just
can't fit
face
3
it.
people in
Right,
a shower.
exactly. It's not
And
even.
if you're not under the water, you're cold.
Oh, that's me. So by the time they even like got in, I'm already shivering.
Yeah.
Because I get cold really easily.
Yeah. And
And-
no self-consciousness, anybody with their bodies?
No, not at
They're
all.
playful.
No, they were amazing.
Yeah.
They got in, but the whole catch was they were slipping. They had no balance whatsoever because I'm facing the shower head, but they're facing each other in front of.
Oh my God! So he's describing this. This is the first time that's what I was doing just now, going, he's facing the shower head. They're behind him facing each other. So his little tiny buns are facing the girls and they're showering each other. And he's facing the shower head, actually taking a shower.
So that I go, what do you guys say we take this to the bedroom, right? And we go over there. We're in towels. I have a towel around my waist. I'm laying in the middle of the bed.
Oh,
one girl
my
in a
God.
towel on my right, one girl in a towel on my left. And that's when it happens. All of a sudden, the girl on my left
Listen to this.
like jumps on me like sideways and starts making out with me. And the girl on my right goes down to give me a blowjob. And she starts giving me a blowjob. It was a good blowjob. It was like a normal blowjob.
What is in it for these girls? Why would they do this? It's not like Tony is famous enough where this makes any sort of sense. It's not like he's rich enough where this makes any sense. Now it gets worse. You don't know. This gets worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a normal.
As opposed to.
Yeah, every blowjob's a good blowjob.
Sure.
This
I was
was
just going to say.
But this was
That's not
a
true.
normal blowjob. It was we would say, the bare minimum.
Got it.
20% of the shaft up and down with a wet
The
mouth.
shit.
Got
Little
it.
hand at
He
the
doesn't
base,
have a
not really
shaft.
doing much.
Right.
Good,
Okay.
good blowjob.
Okay.
It gets the job done.
Yeah.
If that's is aggressive of a blowjob a girl's willing to give, then it's up to that blowjob or no blowjob. I would go with that blowjob. But the interesting thing is they'd made a point in between the shower and the bedroom to tell me that they've never done anything like this before.
Sure. Of course they've told you that.
And I believe them.
Yeah.
Because the girl that was making out with me kept doing this thing every 10 or 15 seconds where she would look down at her friend that was giving me the normal blowjob and
Yeah.
she kept going like,
Listen to this.
like this little giggle.
Yeah.
Like she had never seen her friend give a blowjob before. It's what it felt like. And every few seconds she would look down at her friend again like,
This is just so sick coming out of Hinchcliffe's mouth.
only when I talked. I had it in my hand, and when I needed to talk, I would put hey, how about you guys switch? It is a different voice. It's like a threesome voice.
Yeah.
It always starts with like, hey, what do you
Keep
think?
his eyes in your mind.
Yeah.
And so I go, how about you guys switch? And that's when something fucking crazy happens, Greg.
Yeah.
So the normal blowjob girl comes
Listen
up
to
top.
this.
Yeah.
The evil giggler goes down, and with before doing anything, with just my dick in her hand,
Ew.
the evil giggler looks at me and goes, I just want to let you know before I do this that I hope you don't mind slop top. And I go, what's slop top? And she goes, well, it's like a blowjob, but more extreme.
Get out.
And that's when I go, I think I'm going to love slop top.
This is where it gets really
And she
sick.
does this thing, dude, that I've never had done to
So
me
she's
before.
not a virgin.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. And she ends up making my entire penis
Ew.
go into her mouth.
Yeah.
Making my entire penis go into her mouth. That never happened. People are putting it in their mouth. They're sucking on this guy. Think about what would have to be offered to you as a girl in order to do these tasks. From a guy you just met. I mean, what is in it for them?
At one point, the fire alarm went off
What?
a few minutes in.
No.
At one point, the fire alarm went off. I think he's making up tales.
Fucking way.
At the entire hotel, the fire alarm went off. And they're both like, should we be concerned? And I'm like, no. This is during the slop top, 2 minutes into slop top.
Oh.
I didn't even care about the threesome anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't
What?
care. It was about slop top.
Yeah.
That chick meant nothing to me on my left now. That loser.
Yeah.
She, it's like nothing.
My hands are shaking.
But I have to
just
pay. I have to pay attention to her too.
Right.
I have to play like good cop slop top.
That. Yeah, that's the thing about a three-way is I'm too.
I mean, like Jeffrey Dahmer's stories are more believable than this. Yeah, I had this Asian guy put a drill in his head, and I drilled into his head. I poured some acid in there, and then we made love. No. Well, more believable than what Tony is saying.
It's not easy. And your fingers are sore and everything's sore. Sore tongue. Everything's too much.
It's too much.
The angles, it's like there
It's
was a lot
double
of
what you're used to
there
doing.
was a lot of fingers. Like I was using my hands a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Whether mostly on vaginas, but I was grabbing boobs. There's butt.
I'm grabbing boobs, vaginas. I'm so sorry to put you through this. This is like a hospital talk. Like something you would hear in a sick...
Weird science.
Sorry about that. A sick perverted health class.
Tell me you wore a condom.
Is that what you want me to tell you?
God bless you, Tony.
Do you want me to tell you that? Would that
you're
make you sleep better at night
trusting
if I
a
told
girl-
you?
You would need like a ton of rubber bands to keep that condom on. Imagine Tony Hinchcliffe putting on a condom. It would be like me putting on one of Patrick Melton's shirts. It's just going to be too baggy.
Girl, you bareback a girl who calls it a slop top. What are you thinking?
I mean, it was a blowjob. I'm not going to put a condom on to protect
but I'm
myself.
assuming that more happened after that.
Well,
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, fuck
So
yeah.
how does it end? After it ends, is it awkward? Did you want them
The
out?
most awkward
when it
part-
ended, did you just want them out?
Yes, but let me tell you this. The most awkward part wasn't the end. The most awkward part was when the fire alarm went back off. And I was basically like, more slop top, please.
Ew.
And the slop top continued. But I was going to finish too quickly.
Yeah.
Because it was, Greg, I mean, it's the most unbelievable blowjob I've ever imagined in my life. Like, I've had a few great blowjobs where they gag and they make noises and they spit and use their hand. and this and that. This was like no gagging, silent, like a Roomba. Like it was powerful.
Right.
He's gearing up to have this like as a bit on stage. That's what this is. I guarantee what happened is in his head, he thought that a threesome was about to happen. And the rest of this is like, what if the threesome happened? What would be the funny? And he's like working out this bit starting on this show. And then he's going to take it to the stage and edit it some more. All right, here we go.
The fire alarm had gone off. We're like 3 minutes back into it. It's probably only 10, 11 minutes into this whole thing on the bed. And everything down there is like panicking. When you feel it like 30 seconds away,
Ew.
like everything, I felt like all the blood in my body was there.
Yeah. That's when you got
Ew.
to fake a cramp and just roll away for a second.
Right. I start to panic because everything down there is just yelling at my balls are yelling at my brain.
His balls? You mean one tiny little BB? What the fuck? This guy has balls? I never even thought about that.
So I try to make them laugh, and I have to think fast because I know that if I make the slop top girl laugh, obviously she'll take my dick out of her mouth, laugh for a second, maybe it'll give me time to recharge. So I end up saying something like, "God damn, you cock demon, I love slop top."
We're backing that up. You're hearing it again. Tony claims he said, I needed to come up with a way for them. And he only came up with that idea after Greg Fitzsimmons said that you got to come up with a plan. So Tony was like, yeah, and I was about to come. And Greg's like, yeah, when you're about to come, you got to think of a plan, fake a cramp. Then Tony concocted this idea. Yeah, exactly. So what I did was I was like, I got to come up with a joke. That'll make her laugh. That'll make her, the chat is lighting up. That'll make her laugh, you see? And then my dick will come out of her mouth, and then I'll come up with a plan. So I say, hey, you little demon, how about I love slop top? I mean, I've never heard anything more fucking crazy than this. I've never heard anything more disgusting and despicable than this. And it came up, this is all a lie. He's a liar. All right, let's hear this again. Let's see what he says.
Take my dick out of her mouth, laugh for a second.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll give me time to recharge. So I end up saying something like, God damn, you cock demon. I love slop top. And the
Okay, let's pretend this is true. Tony's having a threesome. Butt naked. I imagine all the lights are on and he's frozen stiff in the middle of a bed and they're both laughing at him while they do this stuff to him as if they are going to drink his blood at the end, and that's the only reason they're doing this, because they're demons. And he goes, "Ah, you little cock demon, I love slop." Like, what the fuck?
And then what happens?
yeah, after it ends, that was pretty much it. They went and had a cigarette after the slop top. They went and had a cigarette. I think I fell asleep. I can't quite remember, but they came back. I gave them a room key to come back. They went and had a cigarette. They come back, and
Take your wallet and head out.
that's what I thought was going to happen.
Interesting. Now, I have a theory here. Some of you don't know this, but Tony Hinchcliffe smokes cigarettes. Yep. Straight up cigarettes, not this vape shit. The two girls go outside to have a cigarette, but Tony, who smokes a pack and a half a day, this is true, doesn't join them to have a cigarette? Very suspicious part of the story. I know me, if I just got done having sex with two girls and they said, we're going to smoke, I'd be fiending for a cigarette. I'd go with them immediately, even if it was the most awkward situation. You have to. You're going to let these two people go smoke? You're not going to smoke? What the fuck? Something is up with this story. Somebody says, yes, very sup. Mike has a point. I'm telling you, as a smoker, you haven't had sex, you haven't had a smoke the same amount of time these girls had, and they're going down for a smoke. You're either going down for a smoke too, or you're lying about the threesome story.